like to introduce Mikaila Ulmer. She is our 10-year-old entrepreneur. And then she'll show us a couple of videos that she's done, and then we'll go into a Q&A. And I just want to start by saying that I think Mikaila is a fantastic example that you're never too young, like Mikaila, or too old to come up with a great idea and take a risk and be daring and do something that you've always dreamed to. So with that, I'll let Mikaila take it away.
Thank you. So again, my name is Mikaila Ulmer, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you for coming. Again, I'm 10 years old, and I'm in the 5th grade. I'm from Austin, Texas, and I'm the founder and CEO of BeeSweet Lemonade. I'm also a bee ambassador, student, and a social entrepreneur. So, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my business and some really interesting facts about the bees. And then I'm going to share with you some lessons that I've learned on being an entrepreneur. But first, let's start with a couple of bee jokes. What did the bee say to the sushi? Or what did the sushi say to the bee? Take 3 guesses. Yes, you got it right. Where do bees shop?
Hey, are you Googling it? You're not Googling it. I don't know, where?
Bee bag. So, BeeSweet Lemonade is lemonade sweetened with honey, and it has flaxseed, and it's currently bottled in glass. We currently have 4 flavors: mint, prickly pear, half and half tea lemonade, and ginger. Right now, something really big is that Whole Foods carries our product throughout the southwest region of the United States. And we went from selling it out of our lemonade stand in a very small business to actually selling it at Whole Foods throughout the southwest region. And I started BeeSweet Lemonade when I signed up in 2 kids' entrepreneurial events, Acton Children's Business Fair and Austin Lemonade Day. And so I signed up in those 2 events, and I needed a product. So I was trying to come up with a product. 2 things happened. I got stung by 2 bees in 1 week, and my great-granny Helen sent me a 1940s cookbook with a favorite recipe of flaxseed lemonade. I was very, very scared of the bees, and I would overreact and freak out when they came anywhere near me. So my parents wanted me to just do some research on the bees to see if I would be a little bit less scared of them. And I did that research, and I found out how incredibly important pollinators they are and how they're dying. So I decided to create a product that helps save the bees and use my great-granny Helen's recipe as well, and that's how BeeSweet was born. Now, I saved the bees because bees pollinate 1/3 out of all the food we eat, and they also contribute over $14 billion to the U.S. agricultural economy a year. So that's a lot of money if you realize how special the bees are. And I also try to save them because they're dying of chemical pesticides. And here's some ways that we can help save them. So you can support your local beekeepers by buying local honey, or you could visit local bee hives and learn a little bit more about the bees. You can plant bee-friendly flowers in different colors, shapes, or sizes to give the bees something to eat. You can avoid using pesticides, and chemical pesticides harm the bees. So you can use natural and organic pesticides, or even ladybugs and praying mantises will keep pests away. So try to avoid pesticides because they harm the bees. And then share the buzz. If you find anything about the bees, you can share it with your friends and tell your friends to share it with their friends. And so we can spread the awareness that the bees are dying and make more of an impact on saving the bees. So I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years, and so here are some lessons that I've learned while being an entrepreneur for 5 years. And so the first lesson is working hard is a must. In order to start and grow my business, I had to work very hard. In other words, as people like to say, I had to wear a lot of hats. I had to wear a marketing hat, finance hat. I did workshops teaching families on the bees, and I still had to be a student. So yes, in order to even start a business, you have to work hard. Lesson 2 is you need passion and a lot of it. As I mentioned earlier, one thing that helped me start BeeSweet Lemonade was that I got stung by 2 bees in 1 week. And again, I was very afraid of the bees, and so my parents wanted me to do some research. And doing that research, again, I found out how incredibly important pollinators they are. And I developed a passion for saving the bees, learning about the bees, and just the bees in general. And so with that passion, I think that passion helped me create my business, a growing, successful, and thriving business. And here's a little quote that I made up on passion. You need passion and a lot of it because the more passionate you are about what you do, the more fun you have while doing it. And so with that quote, that reminds me how important passion is to my business. Lesson 3 is inspiration comes from many places. As I mentioned earlier, another thing that helped start BeeSweet Lemonade was that my great-granny Helen sent me a 1940s cookbook with her favorite recipe of flaxseed lemonade. And we didn't know well, of course we thought it was special, but we didn't know that cookbook would help start a business, or even we didn't know it would be an inspiration or anything. But actually, that cookbook was the inspiration behind the product I chose. And we became inspired by, one, just how the flaxseed lemonade was made, and it was such a special way. And 2, how they had and utilized flaxseed back in those days. And 3, just the recipe, how it was old and special and passed down from our family. So that, I also think that inspiration helped create my business a growing, successful, and thriving business. And the last lesson, lesson 4, is you can be sweet and still be profitable. As a social entrepreneur, my business is focused on giving back, and I donate my time and money to saving the bees. And BeeSweet Lemonade is very proud to say that we are making a measurable impact on saving the bees, and we're profitable at the same time. So with that, I want everybody to conclude that you don't have to choose between being sweet and being profitable. Again, thank you for coming and thank you for inviting me. If you'd like to learn more about my business or my mission to save the bees, you can visit my website at BeeSweetLemonade1 or my social media sites, Google+, YouTube, so that, and I think we're going to do videos. Thank you.